Hey, Algebra 1. Moving on in our Unit 2 on statistics. We're going to start talking about categorical data with two variables. We kept everything with one variable up to this point, so now we're going to talk about two variables. So first of all, let's get into an exploratory challenge. Superheroes have been popular characters in movies, television, books, and comics for many generations. Superman was one of the most popular series in the 1950s, while Batman was a top-rated series in the 1960s. Each of these characters was also popular in movies released from 1990 to 2013. Other notable characters portrayed in movies over the last several decades include Captain America, She-Ra, and Fantastic Four. What is special about a superhero? Is there a special superhero power that makes these characters particularly popular? High school students in the United States were invited to complete an online survey in 2010. Part of the survey included questions about superhero powers. More than 1,000 students responded to this survey. That included a question about a favorite superhero power. Researchers randomly selected 450 of the completed surveys. A rather confusing breakdown of the data by gender was compiled from the 450 surveys. 100 students indicated their favorite power was to fly. 49 of those students were females. 131 students selected the power to freeze time as their favorite power. 71 of those students were males. 75 students selected invisibility as their favorite power. 48 of the students were females. 26 students indicated super strength as their favorite power. 25 of those students were males. And finally, 118 students indicated telepathy as their favorite power. 70 of those students were females. All right, let's see what we're going to do with this. Several superheroes portrayed in movies and television series had at least one extraordinary power. Some superheroes had more than one special power. Was Superman's power to fly the favorite power of his fans, or was it his super strength? Would females view the power to fly differently than males, or in the same way? Was the survey information given in Example 1, use the survey information given in Example 1 to answer the following questions. Okay, you're going to have the data right in front of you. Aha, I do not. So I'm going to go back and forth on my handwritten data and look at it. So first of all, how many more females than males indicated their favorite power is telepathy? If you look, telepathy was one of the bullet points. Let's see. The last bullet point, 118 students indicated telepathy was their favorite power. 70 of those students were females. So if we had 70 of those students were females, I just did some quick subtraction. 48 were males. So 70 minus 48, 22 more were female. How many more males than females indicated their favorite power was to fly? All right, going back to look. Favorite power is fly. So I've got 100 total. 49 were females. 51 were males. How many more males than females? 2 more males. Write survey questions that you think may have been used to collect this data. Gosh, we could say the first easy one is, what is your gender? Right? Because then you'd say male or female. And the other one is really the one that would collect everything. If you could possess one superpower, what would it be? Oops, B only has one E. And you could even do a checkbox. Fly, freeze time, invisibility, super strength, or telepathy. How do you think the 450 students used in Example 1 may have been selected? You can assume that there were 1,000 surveys to select from. It would have to be random. Either they're all in a big bucket, you grab some out, a computer grabs them out, something, right? All right, moving on. A statistical study involving a two-way frequency table. Okay, these are two variables. So we're building a frequency table that has like male and female is going to be a variable, and then with all of the possible superpowers. The data in example 1 prompted students in a mathematical class to pose the statistical question: do high school males have different preferences for superhero powers than high school females? Answering this statistical question involves collecting data as well as anticipating variability in the data collected. The data consists of two responses from each student completing the survey. The first response indicates a student's gender, and the second response indicates the student's favorite superpower. For example, data collected from one student was male and to fly. The data are bivariate categorical data. Okay, this is what we're studying right now. That means they change in two different ways. The first step in analyzing statistical question posed by the students in their mathematics class is to organize this data in a two-way frequency table. That means it changes in two ways. A two-way frequency table that can be used to organize the categorical data is shown below. The letters below represent the frequency counts of the cells of the tables. Okay, in the next slide, I'm going to have these things written out, but I want to talk about them first. So the shaded cells are called marginal frequencies. Let's write that down. So shaded are called marginal frequencies. They're located around the margins, and they represent the totals of the rows or columns. The non-shaded cells within the table are called joint frequencies. So I have marginal frequencies and I have joint frequencies. Each joint cell is the frequency count of the responses from the two categorical variables located by the intersection of the row and column. So if we have an intersection of a row and a column, it's a joint frequency, which is a combination of flying and females. Or if I look at this one, it's a joint frequency between invisibility and males. Okay? And this is what I did here. Sorry, it's there again. All right, let's answer the questions associated with that table. Describe the data that would be counted in cell A. If I look back, A is females and to fly. Females that choose the superpower to fly. Cell J, if I look back, that would be males that choose super strength. Describe the data that would be counted in cell L. That would be the total number of males that completed the survey. So the number of males that completed the survey. Cell N. Cell N would be the total number of students who choose to freeze time, male and female. And then we have cell R. That would be the total number of students in the sample. Cell J, actually cell I, is the number of male students who selected invisibility as their favorite superpower. Using the information given in example 1, what is the value of this number? If I look at example 1, going back, how many more females than males indicated their favorite superpower is telepathy? Did some math there, and I had 27 males chose invisibility. And then cell D is the number of females whose favorite superpower is super strength. Using the information given in example 1, what is the value of this number? 1. One female selected super strength. All right, complete the table below by determining a frequency count for each cell based on the summarized data. To go back and read everything and fill in this table, we already did to fly. We had 49 females, 51 males. You add those together, you get 100. And we already did, I think, telepathy. I had 70 females and 48 males. I add those together, and I have 118. I know that I've got 450 total surveyed, so I'm going to go back and read. Freeze time, I surveyed 131. I got 131 responses that chose freeze time. 60 were females and 71 were males. Invisibility, 75 people that took the survey chose that, which breaks down into 48 females and 27 males. Super strength, just 1 and 25. Add those together, I get 26. Now if I add the whole row, I get 228. Add the whole row, 222. I add those together and I get 450. But as you'll see here, all of your columns will always add, columns add, and rows add to your totals. And then this being your total, the addition of all your rows and columns. All right, to summarize, categorical data. Data that's taken on values that are categories rather than numbers. Examples include male or female for the categorical variable of gender, or the 5 superpower categories for the categorical variable of superpower qualities. Two-way frequency table is used to summarize bivariate categorical data. The number in a two-way frequency table at the intersection of a row and a column of the response to 2 categorical variables represent a joint frequency. That means they're answering like male and female or which superpower. Joint. The total number of responses for each value of a categorical variable in the table represents the marginal frequency for that value.